Next up, we have William Smith with Pax Christi. He's been very involved in the peace movement for decades in Rhode Island, and with a particular focus on abolishing nuclear weapons. Thank you, William.
Thank you. Amid all the hype, the misinformation, the disinformation, and the disinformation around this so-called crisis in Ukraine, there's one thing for certain. This crisis has a nuclear weapons element. That's why we're displaying the banner here, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, never again. Nuclear weapons are incredibly destructive to human cultures. The tremendous blast, the fire, the radiation, which is biologically poisonous, and the years-long nuclear winter, which would blanket Earth after a war, are so horrifying to all of us that we put them out of our minds and bury them deep in our psyches on a daily basis. But the weapons are still there, waiting in their silos, their submarine tubes, their underground bunkers, and they threaten all of us, even right here in downtown Providence, Rhode Island. How many North Americans are aware that the USA deploys nuclear weapons on the territories of its NATO allies? Yes, our nukes are there in Europe, dozens and dozens of them, just a few short jet plane minutes from the Russian homeland. Remember how upset we were in 1962 when Russia tried to site nuclear weapons on Cuba? Well, it's no wonder that Russia doesn't want Ukraine included into NATO, since the US could then deploy nuclear bombs even closer to the Russian border. But there's more. If the politicians and diplomats and generals fail to resolve this crisis by negotiation, it could escalate into a war, and if US and Russian troops end up fighting each other, it could quickly become an all-out nuclear war. Look on Wikipedia, folks. There have been at least 15 times over the past 70 years when nuclear war has been barely avoided. The Cuban Missile Crisis was the first. This Ukraine crisis could be the last. So let's all go back home and call the White House and our congressional delegation to urge a common sense diplomatic agreement which solves this crisis by satisfying everyone's security concerns. And going forward, let's make the USA a world leader in disarmament of nuclear weapons. Thank you.